A widely circulated online video claims that Katt Williams confronted Joel Osteen during a live television moment, sparking heated debate across social media platforms. The clip is often framed as a dramatic Osteen expose, suggesting that Williams directly challenged Osteen's integrity and the structure of modern megachurch culture. According to the narrative surrounding the video, the audience reacted with shock as Williams allegedly questioned whether Osteen's public persona reflects genuine spiritual leadership or a carefully constructed brand. This moment is frequently described online as unsettling, not just because of what was said, but because of how viewers interpreted the atmosphere in the studio afterward. The story quickly spread beyond entertainment circles, blending commentary, speculation, and opinion into a single viral account. While the exact details vary depending on who is sharing the clip, the central theme remains consistent: a clash between celebrity critique and religious celebrity influence. The discussion set the tone for broader debates about faith, fame, and authenticity in modern public life. With Osteen positioned at the center of ongoing cultural scrutiny, Katt Williams and his pattern of industry criticism. Katt Williams has built a reputation as a comedian who frequently challenges powerful figures in entertainment and beyond. Over the years, he has spoken openly in interviews and appearances about what he believes are hidden structures of control within Hollywood and related industries. His criticisms have not been limited to comedians or actors, but have extended into broader social institutions, including media, business, and religion. Williams often frames his commentary around the idea that public figures are sometimes rewarded more for image management than for authenticity or talent. In this context, references to Joel Osteen are seen as part of a wider argument rather than a single isolated accusation. Williams has previously criticized well-known entertainers, suggesting that success in the industry often requires adopting roles that align with powerful systems. His perspective, whether agreed with or not, consistently centers on the idea that fame can come with compromise. When applied to religious figures like Osteen, his commentary becomes more controversial, as it merges entertainment industry critique with spiritual leadership, raising questions about whether similar dynamics exist in both worlds. The Joel Osteen controversy in public discourse. Joel Osteen has long been a prominent figure in modern American Christianity, known for his televised sermons, best-selling books, and leadership of a large Houston-based congregation. Public discussion about him often centers on the contrast between his upbeat motivational speaking style and traditional expectations of pastoral leadership. Critics argue that his message emphasizes positivity and personal success more than doctrinal depth or theological instruction. Supporters, however, view his approach as accessible and uplifting, especially for audiences seeking encouragement in difficult times. The controversy surrounding Osteen intensified as his visibility grew, particularly due to his global media reach and association with prosperity-focused teachings. Within the broader narrative involving Katt Williams, Osteen becomes symbolic of a larger debate about whether modern religious institutions have shifted toward branding and media presence. This framing does not focus solely on theological disagreement, but instead questions authenticity, intention, and the role of public image. As a result, Osteen remains a polarizing figure whose ministry is often discussed in the context of wealth, influence, and modern religious communication strategies. Prosperity gospel debate and financial scrutiny. A major element of the discussion surrounding Joel Osteen involves the prosperity gospel, a belief system often associated with the idea that faith, positive confession, and generosity can lead to material and financial blessings. Critics argue that this teaching risks oversimplifying spiritual principles and encouraging followers to associate faith with financial outcomes. In online debates, Katt Williams is often portrayed as echoing these concerns by questioning whether religious messaging has become intertwined with business incentives. Osteen is frequently cited as one of the most visible figures connected to this style of preaching, largely due to his emphasis on optimism and success-oriented messaging. Supporters argue that his teachings provide hope and motivation, while detractors claim they may blur the line between spiritual guidance and self-help branding. Financial scrutiny also plays a role in the conversation, as observers point to the wealth and lifestyle associated with high-profile religious leaders. This has led to ongoing discussions about transparency, accountability, and the relationship between religious influence and financial gain in large modern ministries. Social media reaction and public polarization. Following the spread of the alleged clip and commentary involving Katt Williams and Joel Osteen, social media platforms became a major space for discussion and debate. Users quickly divided into opposing viewpoints, with some praising Williams for speaking candidly about issues they believe are often ignored, while others criticized the narrative as exaggerated or misleading. Online reactions often focused less on verified facts and more on personal interpretations of both figures' public personas. Some commenters expressed distrust toward megachurch leaders in general, using the conversation as a starting point for broader critiques of organized religion. Others defended Osteen, emphasizing his charitable work and positive messaging. The polarization was amplified by short video formats and edited clips, which can easily strip context from complex discussions. As the content circulated, it became part of a larger cycle of viral controversy, where emotional response often outweighed detailed analysis. This dynamic contributed to the perception of the moment as, quote, disturbing to some viewers, not necessarily because of confirmed events, but because of how rapidly opinions escalated online, unquote. Criticism surrounding image and public persona. Much of the criticism directed at Joel Osteen in these discussions focuses on his public image and communication style. He is widely recognized for his consistent positivity, calm delivery, and polished presentation during sermons and interviews. Critics argue that this carefully maintained demeanor can sometimes feel overly controlled or disconnected from the emotional weight of serious events. Supporters counter that his approach is intentional, designed to provide comfort and encouragement rather than emotional intensity. Within the narrative involving Katt Williams, this discussion is expanded into questions about authenticity, suggesting that public figures in both entertainment and religion may cultivate personas that serve specific audience expectations. Observers who are skeptical of Osteen often point to moments where his public reactions have been interpreted as insufficiently expressive during crises, using them to support broader claims about image management. However, these interpretations vary widely depending on individual perspective. The debate ultimately reflects a larger cultural tension about whether public-facing figures are expected to display raw emotion or maintain consistent messaging regardless of circumstance. Hurricane Harvey and church response backlash. One of the most frequently referenced controversies involving Joel Osteen centers on Hurricane Harvey in 2017, when severe flooding affected large parts of Houston. During the early stages of the disaster, criticism emerged online, claiming that Lakewood Church had not immediately opened its doors to evacuees. This sparked widespread backlash, with many people questioning the church's response during a moment of crisis. The situation escalated rapidly on social media before the church later stated that it had been accessible and eventually did provide shelter and support. Despite these clarifications, the initial perception left a lasting impression on many observers. Critics continue to cite the incident as evidence of a disconnect between the church's public image and its emergency response. Supporters argue that misinformation and logistical challenges contributed to confusion during the disaster. In the broader narrative tied to Katt Williams' commentary, this event is often used as an example of why some people question the priorities of large religious institutions, particularly when managing both public perception and real-world humanitarian response. Other allegations and church financial rumors. Beyond Hurricane Harvey, additional stories have circulated over the years that contribute to ongoing skepticism about Joel Osteen and Lakewood Church. One widely discussed incident involved the discovery of large amounts of cash and checks reportedly found during maintenance work at the church, which led to online speculation about financial practices. Although no definitive wrongdoing was established, The story fueled existing narratives about secrecy and wealth within large ministries. Critics often use such events to question transparency, even when explanations are unclear or incomplete. Supporters argue that isolated incidents should not be interpreted as evidence of systemic issues. Nevertheless, in digital spaces, these stories tend to accumulate and reinforce broader assumptions. Within discussions involving Katt Williams, such rumors are framed as part of a larger pattern of questioning institutional trust, particularly when religious organizations manage significant financial resources. The combination of anecdotal controversies and public perception continues to shape how audiences interpret Osteen's ministry, even in the absence of verified misconduct. Joel Osteen, background and early life. Joel Osteen was born in Houston, Texas in 1963 and grew up in a family closely connected to ministry. His father, John Osteen, founded Lakewood Church, which would later become one of the largest congregations in the United States. Unlike a traditional path into ministry, Joel initially pursued studies in radio and television communications at Oral Roberts University, but did not complete his degree. Instead, he returned to Houston and began working behind the scenes on his father's televised sermons, helping produce and broadcast church programming. This experience played a key role in shaping his communication style and media presence. In 1983, he was ordained, although he did not immediately step into a preaching role. For many years, he focused on production work rather than public speaking, gaining experience in how messaging and media influence audience engagement. This background is often cited as an important factor in his later success, as it combined religious upbringing with media production expertise, positioning him uniquely for the era of televised ministry, rise of Lakewood Church, and media expansion. After the passing of his father in 1999, Joel Osteen assumed leadership of Lakewood Church, marking a major turning point in both his life and the church's trajectory. His first sermon as senior pastor marked the beginning of a new era, one that emphasized accessible messaging and large-scale outreach. Under his leadership, the church expanded rapidly, eventually moving into a much larger venue, the former Compaq Center in Houston. This transformation allowed Lakewood Church to accommodate tens of thousands of attendees and further enhance its broadcast capabilities. Osteen's sermons began reaching global audiences through television and later digital platforms, significantly increasing his influence. He also became a best-selling author, further extending his reach beyond traditional church settings. This growth positioned him as one of the most recognizable religious figures in the world. However, the same visibility that contributed to his success also increased scrutiny, making him a frequent subject of debate regarding faith, leadership style, and the intersection of religion and media-driven branding. Conclusion and broader questions about faith and fame. The discussion surrounding Katt Williams' alleged comments about Joel Osteen ultimately reflects a broader cultural conversation about faith, celebrity, and public influence. Whether viewed as a confrontation, a critique, or a viral reinterpretation, the story highlights how quickly narratives can spread and evolve in the digital age. Osteen's prominence as a global religious leader and Williams' reputation as a provocative cultural commentator create a combination that naturally attracts attention and debate. The core questions raised by the conversation are not limited to any single moment or quote, but extend to how modern institutions function in a media-driven world. Issues of authenticity, financial transparency, public image, and spiritual leadership all intersect in these discussions. For some, the debate reinforces skepticism toward megachurch culture, while for others, it underscores the importance of optimism-based ministry. In the end, the controversy says as much about audience perception and online discourse as it does about the individuals involved, leaving the topic open to continued interpretation and disagreement.